Okay, welcome to today's video. This is Easy English with Colleen. I made this video for teens and adults. The level is intermediate. And the theme today is random topic. I just pick an idea, any idea, and talk about it. So let's do a quick sketch. Right, there we go. Today's topic is brain worms. Now, it's not as disgusting as it sounds because even though brain worms are a real thing, and apparently JFK suffered at one point, JFK Jr., from a brain worm, and it so happens that he went to the doctor because he was experiencing brain fog and some memory loss. And when they examined him, they discovered something that was dead in his brain, and they thought it was a parasitic brain worm. So, I did some research on this, and it's a thing. It's a global problem. So I'd never heard of that, but I'm a bit squeamish, so I don't like topics like that. They're kind of gross. They're kind of, horrible to think about, really. So I'd never make a doctor. But today's brainworm that I'm going to talk about, it's something that is metaphorical brainworm. So something happens and you feel like there's a brain worm inside you, but it's not like a sensation of like something moving in your brain. It's nothing like that. It's got to do with sound. So because of this, I typically refer to this when it happens to me. I typically refer to this as a brainworm, but there are other names. It can be called an earworm. So you hear a sound, it gets in your brain, and you can't get it out. So it's also called sticky music, because normally these brainworms, it's just a little piece of music, and it just keeps going around and around and around in your brain, and it's very annoying. So it's sticky music. It sticks in your brain. Some people call it stuck music syndrome because it's stuck. It's like, old-fashioned record player, would get stuck in a groove and it just goes around and round and round and repeating the same thing over and over and over again. So it can really drive you crazy. And I hate when this happens. So it's music. Usually people find this really annoying. So to me, it happens a lot when I hear something that I really do not like, because I love music, I play music, I sing. But when I hear something I really do not like, it can get stuck in my head and just play over and over again. And, stupid jingles that you might hear on the radio, or just really inane things, stupid things, it can get stuck for me. One of the worst ones is that stupid YouTube song for kids. Can you guess which one it is? Yeah, Baby Shark. And some of my students, when I was working in a lycée here in France, they discovered that I really hated this tune. And so, every once in a blue moon, a kid would just start singing. And, I said, guys, don't do that. It's a brainworm for me. So I find brainworms incredibly annoying. But when I was doing a little bit of research for this topic, this random topic, I discovered that apparently there is something that you can do to stop it. Normally what I do is just listen to another music that I like and the brainworm will go away. But they suggest in an article I read online that you chew gum, that you just chew gum and the brainworm will go away, which sounds a bit strange, but apparently works. I don't chew gum, so I've never tested that rather. Yeah, so that's if you have this problem, apparently try chewing a stick of gum if you like gum. But another disturbing fact I've read about these brainworms, or the stuck music syndrome, is that it can occur in old age. And certain people, when they are old, a song, any old song, it could be any song from when you were young, will get stuck in your brain, and it will play over and over and over again, endlessly. People go mad. They go mad. People go insane because it's just so disturbing. And I mean, I think this has even been used as a form of torture. I think the U.S. used this in Iraq. They play something about the blue dinosaur. What's his name? Bernie. Yeah. They would just play that over and over and over again. Inane music. And people, when they film them, people would be like screaming because it was so bad. So you can really, sound can be a problem. It can be a problem. That's why I like peace and quiet. So there you go. That's a little random topic. And today I'm going to try to do a few and try to get them online. So thanks for listening. See you later.